Hail and welcome to the ninth night of Yule, the night of Odin and the fathers. Tonight's virtue is honor. And so here we are. And we'll make a toast in a small little thing in honor of the fathers. I just want to give it a minute and let people come on and say hello. There we go. Okay, so tonight is the night of the All-Father. Hi, Valerie. So tonight is the night of the All-Father, Odin. I myself consider myself a daughter of Odin, just because he is my patron deity. If you were looking at other pantheons, you would be looking at Osiris and Zeus as well, if you were to combine them. Whew. But welcoming the god of your tradition, you are invoking the honor of the father, and that's what tonight is about. We had Mother's Night, was the first night on the 20th, and now we've had the hunt, we've had the hunters, we've had Thor, we had Manny, taking the moon across the sky. So now it's kind of shifted a little bit. Hey. It's kind of shifted a little bit, so now we start back. So we've already seen Odin take play in the Wild Hunt, because he's got to have his hands in everything. And then tonight is all about him and the fathers. So we all know about Odin. So I am going to get a little personal with this. I want to tell you of the story of me and my fathers. I say fathers because I have many, and this is something that not many people know about me. But in the season of sharing and giving, and I'm just going to lay it all out there for you. As most of you know, I lost my father on December 1st. He is who Rowan Temple of Light is named after. His last name was Rowan. We were Celtic English and with a little bit of Native American mixed in. That is our lineage. Rowan used to be Round, but it's a Welsh name. One of the last things in our last conversation, what I was able to tell him was, hey, guess what? We're related to King Henry VIII. Because we had been talking genealogy and things like that. So that was part of our final conversation together. I love you was the last words that we got to speak. Same thing with Papaw when I lost him earlier this year. 2020, I'm ready to move forward. I just got to keep looking positive. But the last things that I got to say to Papaw as well was, I love you, and I love you too. I have other dads. I'm just gonna say that my mom is a Pisces, and she's looking for that love that's going to actually be there. And so, my second dad was actually there when I was born. He wanted me, still calls me his daughter, and claims me as such. I grew up with my cousins and stuff from that side of the family. Um, I grew. Let me backtrack a little bit. With my siblings, I grew up knowing who they were. They did not growing up knowing who I was until about 10th grade, and I had to prove it to them. Those that were in school with us, it was the biggest drama of the year. Because that spanned 2 classes. That year it was sophomore and junior year. Well, it was a big shock to everybody at the high school, put it that way. It was like, oh my gosh, this one's related to this one? How can this be? Well, yeah, it was. My brother is 1 month older than me, leaving it at that. I do apologize for getting a little bit personal tonight, but this is my way of honoring my fathers. Anyway, dad number 2 is alive and well, and I had reconnected with him at the beginning of this year, when about the same time as my biological, and we've had a great year as well. The third was a race car driver, so he was a truck driver, coal miner, race car driver. Fourth one, he was a salesman, and he was very positive thinking, and you know, he really got you pumping and amped up, and he was a very good motivational speaker. And number 5, unfortunately, there's no, I mean, he's a coal miner, worked in the coal mines, but at the same time, he was there whenever I was little, and he didn't change much. He was an alcoholic. He had went missing at one point in time, and we posted all over Facebook, and eventually we found him. He turned up in another area of the state with a girl, because he had gotten drunk and he was all out of it. So there's the story of my 5 dads. So, the first one, my biological, is the one that passed away. But Rowan Temple of Light is my honor of him, and the drive that I get from him. He not only was, whenever he and Mom split up, he went and started volunteering at the fire department. He then threw himself into his work. He built the 911 center for Lewis and Gilmer County. He is the first double county emergency center in the state of West Virginia. He was on board for many councils and committees from church to state levels. He was a teacher at the West Virginia State Fire Academy. So he did a lot. I mean, the list goes on and on. Lewis County Commission wrote a proclamation and read it at his last ride ceremony. It was really beautiful. The Weston Volunteer Fire Department did it. They live streamed it on Facebook, and but the fire, EMS, police, from Lewis and Gilmer County all gave him his last ride. I was all good until they got right in front of me, and then they really lit up the sirens. So I was good up until that point, and then I lost it. But it was beautiful. He was honored afterwards with the changing of the name of the Lewis Gilmer E911 Center to to the William F. Rowan Emergency Center. And so I don't know how they're going to rename it, but once they do, I'm going to go down there and get my picture taken with it. I do have some of his ashes here. He was cremated, and I think all of us kids have a piece of him. I have a little section. My urn's only about this big, but it's sitting on the ancestral altar, and that's where I will leave it. But for any of you that I lost 2 of my father figures this year because Dad wasn't around because how can you do all that work for your community if you don't sacrifice a little? So, when he wasn't working, he was with my siblings. It was very rare that, I was invited along to anything because he didn't really have time to be a part of anything. So, that's how that went. So for any of you that have lost your father figures, know what it's like. And this isn't, and the reason why I talk about all of my dads, because it's not just the one that brought you into this world. It is also the ones that was there for you, that stepped up when they didn't have to be. Which all of these men, all my dads stepped up. Mom straight up told them, "Hey, this is my daughter. She comes first. We're a package deal. So if you want to be with me, then you have to accept her." It's tough. But they were all absolutely wonderful to me. I still talk to them, still call them on Father's Day to wish them Happy Father's Day. I'm their only kid, so so anyway. But honor those that have been there for you like a father. Honor those that have offered you some sort of guidance. They don't have to be a father. Someone that has just offered you guidance and helped you push you on your path. I don't think that I could have wanted to do tonight's episode of Yule any different. Now, I know I'm not the only one that is on here right now that has lost their father this year. And I just want to say to them that I seen what you went through. It's been a back and forth thing. I don't think I could have made it through without your support. So just wanted to say thank you, and I love you for that. We're a lot alike in many different ways. We both kind of went into ourselves and was like, okay, this is what's in front of us. This is what we have to deal with, and this is what we're going to deal with. This is what we're going to do. I knew that my dad was real big in community work and doing things to better the county. And I never saw him without at least another guy from the emergency services who, they call him Gumby. He's a great guy. Him and his family are wonderful. Gumby was always with them because the past year Dad had problems with his eyes. He died of diabetic complications. I am diabetic as well, and I probably shouldn't do half the things that I do, but I do them anyway. because according to his mom, grandma, whatever way I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out happy. And maybe possibly fat and sassy too, who knows. So, we're just going to be ourselves. That's just it. So, whatever will be, will be. That's kind of our motto. Oh, so, anyway, I do want to give a toast to our fathers. So, how do you want to do this? Okay. I'll start. On this Odin's night, the night of our fathers, we honor you, those of you that have long passed, for the influence that you gave us, the impacts that you made upon our lives, the lessons you taught us, the stories that we've heard. Let us be mindful of that wisdom. Let us carry it on and live to conquer another day. May the path that you paved for us be a welcome beginning of a road for us to cross. Hail Odin and the fathers, to the gods. Let's go. Why is it every time I drink out of a horn I want to scream? Wow. Oh, hello, Alex and Colin. How you doing this evening? So, just as you guys are joining us, that's about it. Let me show you the Yule candle. It's getting down there. Okay, so only 3 more nights of this. On the night of the 1st, we're still doing the pine cone candle. So send me your wishes, and we'll get that made. In 2 nights, we have it's okay. It's okay. No problem. Tonight was just the honoring of Odin and the fathers, and I told a personal story. So if you don't want to hear personal, then you don't need to go back. This one wasn't very educational, but tonight was about Odin and the fathers and honor. So you can kind of piece that together there. But I did tell my personal story. So I may have many fathers, but it doesn't mean that I love when any leaves. So anyway, love you guys, and okay, so I believe it's Wednesday night. We're going to make the pine cone candle. So live on air, because we're gonna do a full moon. Well, no, maybe I won't, because we're gonna do a full moon live on Wednesday night. It says 7 o'clock, but I am going to change that to 8 p.m. That way we can just go through everything at once, what the night represents, and just go from there. So, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night And yeah, we'll get this Norse candle made down. What'll probably end up happening is, because the way that this candle looks is the candle's going to burn all the way down. I'll probably have to melt the wax and then use the wax from this to seal in the wishes on the pine cone candle. It'll work, I promise. It'll just be a little crafty on our part as to how to do it. But looking forward to working and making magic with you. Now remember, in 2 nights, on Wednesday night is the night of manifestation. So we're going to be manifesting what we want to bring. Because remember, at the new moon, we were like, this has got to go, 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 go. And now at this full moon, it's like, gimme, 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 gimme. Okay? So let's have some fun with it. I do not reveal anything, who has sent me what. So just send me a private message. If you don't have me on as a friend, then just send it through Rowan Temple of Light. Email address is rowantempleoflight@gmail.com as well. So you can catch us there, YouTube, wherever. We're everywhere. So peace and love to you guys. Blessings on Odin's night. Honor your father tonight. So if your father or father figure or someone that has helped guide you or raise you or give you some sort of advice, call that person. Send them a message. Let them know that you appreciate them. So, alright. Good night, my loves. See you tomorrow night. Ooh, I want to catch myself on fire.